Technology just keeps on advancing, and if we don't get with it, it's going to leave us in the past. I'm talking about XR, VR, AR, and artificial intelligence, which we're hearing a lot about in the headlines these days. At South by, I got to experience a film. I got to change my body, and we'll get into that. But first, we actually have a creator of an app that helps you when you need a friend, when you need a therapist, when you need an OBGYN. Let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. And here on the couch with me, I've got my friend Amanda Dukoch, who is the creator of Emma the app. And you've got your friend Shanna Quinn, who is a user of this app, so you're familiar with it. So what exactly is Emma?
So Emma is an AI companion, so it's an empathetic AI companion, which I know we're going to go into.
Yeah, I'm like empathy and artificial intelligence. Yeah, what do you mean there?
I know, we've been working very hard to make her empathetic over several years now. But she's an app that is your companion that's always in your pocket to support you from fertility to menopause. So basically, she's for females, and she's there to be your personal assistant, plus a little bit your doctor and a little bit your best friend. And I'm sure that sounds like a lot, but her capabilities are something out of this world, to say the least.
Okay, so give me like a day in the life of using Emma.
It can be something as simple as you need to run to the grocery store for a couple of days and you're like, the thought of making a grocery list is super daunting sometimes, and you're like, Emma, give me a healthy grocery list for 3 days. And she spits out all these things to buy that are healthy. And if you're saying, and you're like, well, I'm actually keto, can you make it keto? She immediately changes it.
I mean, and is it that fast?
Oh yeah, like it's, I mean, a second, like we want to see things way less than a second in our world. But the other thing that's really cool about generative AI in general, and Emma in particular, she gets to know each individual user. It's like she knows that Shanna wanted the grocery list to be keto, and Shanna doesn't like chicken, let's say, and that Shanna's diabetic. So, which again, I'm making all this up, of course, as like an example. But then she'll change the way that she gives grocery lists to Shanna versus myself, because we have different information. And I personally don't use Emma for grocery lists, but a lot of our users, ironically, like her for grocery lists, hospital bag checklists are big lists that we see being made, things like that. And then she'll link to it too. So if you were like, I need to understand the ingredients that are in, I don't know, this quinoa recipe that you said, she'll tell you the ingredients, she'll send you the recipe. She's really robust.
So I'm sorry for my ignorance here, but generative AI. I'm barely coming to grasp with what AI is. So what exactly is generative?
I don't know what it means either.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think we're all walking into this world right now of a computer revolution that's new to most of us, this frontier. It's even new to me a lot. My own technologists at the company are often, like, I feel like just miles ahead of me, to say the least. But so one big difference between traditional AI and generative AI, which is I think a simple way for us to kind of talk together on this couch, is that traditional AI is like the things that we're used to seeing that run off of algorithms. So they're like problem solving and algorithm based. Generative, which means that they're not really human-like. Like they don't feel like a human.
Machines doing
like
work.
Years ago, if you would like call a hotline, you knew when you were talking to a machine. It was really obvious, right? They didn't feel human-like at all. Generative AI is really different. Generative AI really feels human-like. They speak like humans. They kind of talk like them. But I want to just make sure I say they are not humans. Create them. They are not humans, and that's something that's really important to keep in mind. And one of the things that Emma's constantly doing with the members of Emma is reminding them that, like, I'm here to listen. I'm here to support you, but like I'm not your best friend because I am a machine, but I want to form moments of friendship with you. So like that's an example of how she stays within her lines and her capabilities. One of the other things that's really different about generative AI is that a lot of it's built off of large language models, and large language models are capable of like having ridiculous amounts of information. So like crazy amounts of books and the internet and articles and whatnot. And they're able to process that really fast and then make recommendations the way that a human would with that knowledge. And that's another reason why they feel so human-like when you talk to them.
What exactly is this technology that she's running off of? Yeah.
Well, so what's really cool about the way that Emma's being built is it's not just developers, it's doulas, it's physicians, it's so like a lot of our subject matter experts are not just going to be developers, which is really important to the core of Emma, because like she's a companion to help women. So we need women to build her off of things like what's the best drugstore mascara to buy, because that's what women want to know as much as how to track their ovulation, right? But so she's built off of lots of different types of technology, but one of the things that is a part of her is GPT, which is very hot right now, is in the front of every newspaper, I think. And GPT was built from OpenAI. GPT is just a really incredible version of generative AI, and basically what we're able to do is we're able to speed a little bit faster by incorporating aspects of GPT. We have then trained Emma into her own companion off of lots of different very cool secret things that we do inside to make her like what you want in her pocket versus like an 18-year-old, you know, college guy, which is also great, but that's probably not who is going to want to download Emma.
I think that like the big difference, because I've used ChatGPT a lot, it's I guess the empathy part of it, right? And also that Emma knows you because you've been talking to her, you've put in your demographic, whereas ChatGPT, you just go on the website, you type in, you know, what you want it to do, and it does it, but it's not necessarily personalized for you. So if you ask it a question about your ovulation or your period, it can bring up a bunch of stuff that's generalized for the general public, right? But with Emma, she knows you and your history and what you've asked before and the information you've given her. So she's going to bring you information that's really more specific for you.
We want her to be a companion that supports women from fertility to menopause. So women want to talk about their period in a certain way versus they want to go to the internet to ask for some random article written by a blogger on Google. That can be less empathetic because they're looking for a different result. When you're at 3 o'clock in the morning and your baby won't latch and you're hysterically crying and your baby can't eat, like you need that information to come to you in a supportive, empathetic way. And Emma is your girl in that situation.
I really wish that Emma would have been around when I was having my baby, because
Me too.
I mean,
How old is
feel.
your child?
My baby's 2.
Oh.
My baby.
There will be things at every stage.
At every
Mine are
stage.
teenagers, and I'm still like always asking people questions about that part of life, right? Like, well, what do I do with this? Hormones going crazy, you know? And so when you can't ask a friend, Emma now is kind of the friend. And yes, there's apprehension, I guess, but I kind of am embracing it. Like, I'm not afraid of a thing on my phone that's gonna help me out in a crisis, you know? I am seeking that out. Yeah.
Like,
so where can we find the Emma?
So Emma's on the App Store right now in beta. She'll be on Google Play very soon. And she is an app. The reason why she's an app today is that we thought it was easy for women to just have their cell phone and download an app. And then because it was on because the app is private to Emma, it means that we are in control of all the safety stuff, the ethical stuff that really matters, because it's happening on an app that's owned by our headquarter company, which I am the owner of the headquarter company as well. Don't want to make it seem like I'm not. So.
All right, well, Shanna and Amanda, thank you so much for your time. We're actually going to continue the conversation about artificial intelligence. Coming up next, we're talking to the app maker of Prequel, which is, you know, that photo editing filter thing that you can use. So stick around. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about the advancements of technology, and we're going to showcase another AI app that is used for photos and videos. You may have seen some of the work already. So I talked to the co-founder and CEO of Prequel earlier today. Check it out.
So here I am chatting with the CEO and co-founder of the Prequel app, and you're Timur Kabarov, and you're in Croatia right now, so you're staying up with us late. So tell us about, for people who haven't used Prequel, what exactly does this app do?
Prequel is an application. It's photo and video editor, and we are giving people a platform to self-expression, creativity, and that can give their online persona a unique identify, including helping their social media stand out. And thanks to AI, the artificial intelligence, you don't need any skill for graphic design, and Prequel saves you time and money. That's the short explanation.
Yeah, especially for people who don't really know how to use any of those things, like they can find it in this app. So how exactly is it different from what you get inside of Instagram or inside of TikTok or any other platform?
First of all, we are not social media platform. We providing tools, and the final result you can use everywhere, not just on social media. You can print it out and put it on your wall as an art form.
And as far as like owning the images that you create on the platform, does Prequel own them or does the user own them?
User, definitely, of course.
Awesome.
Not us. No, we are not social media. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So AI seems to be taking over everything. I mean, from like writing papers to like planning out days and, you know, the visual parts of it. So let's get down to the ethics of it. And hopefully you can help me with that. I feel like we can't get away from artificial intelligence. It is here and it's going to be taking some jobs and we should be utilizing it to the best of our ability. But when you think about people who specialize in visual arts, people who are trained photographers, who are trained in graphic design, does this hinder their work? Does this take away from what they bring to the table?
I don't think so, actually. You know what? It was like 20 years ago. You remember the Photoshop when it came up on the market? That was the same situation, the same problem, but not that huge like nowadays. And I think the people in the creative community, they have to understand that the artificial intelligence is just a tool now. It cannot replace human, it cannot replace creativity. And in our case, we have a lot of collaborations with the creative community, with the artists.
Oh, really?
We use their styles, we pay them for that, and they can share their styles in the entire world. I think it's a good, because we're gonna come up with a marketplace platform where creative community and artists, they can share their styles. It doesn't matter you're a paint artist or photographer or videographer. You can provide your styles and you can make money based on that.
Right.
It was the same like with Steve Jobs did, you know, when in the music industry a long time ago, you know, with the iTunes. Instead of selling the CDs, you can sell just one song through the online platform. Now we have the same situation, but with the visual content and with AI tools.
So for people who are scared of AI, who are apprehensive, who think that it's like stealing their information or it's too much data that they're giving away to get things back and all the facial recognition that's involved in it, what do you say to them?
You know, data is everywhere. The visual generative AI, it's not was the first guy, not the new kid on the block actually. Let's say it comes like for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. Data is everywhere. Once we got the internet, once you're online, you're already there. The internet knows everything about you.
Right.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. So how should people be approaching AI?
To understand how to use this, how to manage this, because this is just a tool. And very interesting question, because from one angle, I can say the humans have many innate key abilities, such as creativity, strategic thinking, self-awareness, empathy, and love. These deeply ingrained abilities have not yet been hacked and therefore cannot be fully reproduced. That's from that. From another angle, we know that just today Elon Musk and tech leaders seek AI training posts. Why? Maybe it's a danger, but not in a visual generative AI segment. I think it's mostly political. It's a confrontation between two countries, United States and China. It's like a Cold War era, you know, but instead of nuclear weapon, we have the new weapon, the artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. All right, we're not going to get to the weaponry of it all. That is not for us to discuss.
I hope, yeah.
Well, Timur, thank you so much for your time.
I just explained you two different, you know.
No, absolutely. But we want to have fun. We want to talk about, you know, the creativity that we can produce with AI. So you have a wonderful app that's available for people to use. It's easy to download and you can create a whole bunch of different things, basically wherever your mind takes you, right?
And welcome to Prequel.
Well, thank you so much. And get some rest, because I know you're head's late over there.
Thank you, Carolina. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I was actually playing with the app. It's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Well, coming up next, we're gonna get away from the AI stuff. We're gonna go into the VR, XR, AR experience we had at South by. So stick around. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been featuring all the advancements in technology. And at South by Southwest, there was an XR exhibit where I actually got to try on a different body, actually multiple different bodies. And I got to see a movie of a glacier. It'll all make sense. Check it out. All right, so we're here with Cameron, who's behind Body of Mine here at the XR exhibit at South by Southwest. So what can I expect?
So Body of Mine, it's a full body experience. It puts you into the body of another gender so you can interact with your skin and discover stories with trans people.
What?
Yes, it is.
So how did you come up with this concept?
So growing up, I grew up in Texas and I was closeted. And so I now, as a creator, kind of look for the spaces that would have helped me growing up. So in my journey with XR, I'm always looking for how we can combine intimacy and queer identity with technology.
What have you noticed the response has been so far to this?
It's been amazing. It's been it's really special seeing people through all the friction of VR, crying in a headset. It's a really special thing to see. Even though the experience is very specific to trans identity, it also touches on universal themes. Our relationships with our bodies, the way we move, the way we perceive ourselves, very universal and intimate ideas that we get to explore through hand, body, eye tracking, all these things, and it makes an impact. So it's been awesome.
So what am I about to do?
So you're going to get strapped up. We're going to put body trackers all over you. We're going to put a headset that's got hand tracking, and you're going to step into the opposite of whatever you identify as.
What are people saying after they go through this experience?
A lot of people have been moved to tears. We're a very small independent team. This project is a labor of love, and we just want to help spread transgender stories, because they're a group of people that are often misunderstood, and we're trying to spread love, spread empathy, and that's what we're hoping to do here at this festival.
All right, so we're at the XR exhibit here at South by Southwest, and one of the first installations you see is, what is this?
Once a Glacier.
Once a Glacier. So what exactly does somebody experience here?
Yeah, so Once a Glacier tells the story of this relationship between a girl and a piece of glacier ice. As the girl grows up, the existence of the glacier is threatened, and the viewer is being taken on this seemingly futile journey of trying to save this one last piece of glacier ice. And we learned from the traditional Inupiaq story that glaciers carry memory from their songs, and as glaciers are disappearing, this sing history are also disappearing. So in the experience, you can hear a lot of this amplified sound of glacier, and we all recorded from the real glaciers in Alaska.
So what was the inspiration for this?
So I live in Alaska for a year, and while there I go to glaciers every week, hike there, and I make a whole series of various glacier work, including installation, interactive work, and VR. And I was actually the girl kayaking on the glacier and bring back a piece of ice and try to grow it in the freezer.
Wow.
Just try to.
So this is you.
In a way.
Wow.
Yeah, and we learned so much from the indigenous culture. Like here, the poem is written by indigenous poet Joan Kane, and the voiceover she's from Inupiaq. She's a grandma, and she told a lot of story about this to us, and we also integrate that into the story.
All right, so I have to know, in your year in Alaska, getting the glacier and bringing it back and trying to grow it, were you successful in making it grow?
Wow. So it probably grow like this much. It takes years to grow it.
I mean, you said that's a lot. I said it takes 10 years the Himalayan way.
Yeah.
So in a year, that's pretty good. See, technology can really have a social impact. But coming up next, Aji was also at South by, and he got to play with some music. And I'm not talking about CDs or DVDs or even streaming MP3s. It's actually a device. You'll have to see it to believe it. Stay right there. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about technology and how it's evolving, but Aji actually got to experience a little musical device. And for me, it kind of takes us a little bit back instead of forward. You'll have to see it to understand. Check it out.
So we're here talking with the creative director of Kit Studios. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what Kit Studio is and what y'all do?
Basically, we're a new format for content. We can run all content on this little device. I'll give you a quick demo. The Kit Player is an app. It's kind of like your CD player turntable in app form. That's free. You buy the album, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style album. Uncle Snoop. You just click that button on the mic of your smart device. This one, you want to click it doggy style.
And it just plays.
and you threw your vinyl on your turntable. And it's full album, super high quality audio, and you can see within the app everything that you're gonna find in the box, from the booklet, so that old legendary cartoon strip. There we go, we got the digital version too. You want Uncle Snoop's music videos? Got them over there on YouTube. And because we are a Korean company, we feel like it's our constitutional right to enforce karaoke whenever we want. The lyric button brings up your lyrics. You an artist with full audio copyright? I can use a vocal volume bar. Just go full instrumental. We're now just coming into America, so we have some old American releases. And if you're an independent artist who wants to make a kit album, we have the Kit Studio set up, which is also on the website. That's an independent model where you don't have to pay production, no minimum quantity. We'll cover everything. You order them, you sell them, we share the revenue.
I mean, it looks kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a good gift, but I'm gonna stick to my Spotify and Apple Music. We do what we do. We gotta stay with the times either way. AI is here, ladies and gentlemen, and XR experiences, you know, they lighten things up. Well, cheers to you. I hope you had a good time with us, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna play with these apps now.